Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So here I have some of my sedum jelly beans. I'll put the entire name on the screen, the ID. Now a couple of months back this was not doing quite well. In fact, whatever you're seeing over here is a very good growth rate of this variety. Now I had not made a video earlier when I was putting them in this pot because I was not very sure if they are going to survive. But this was the initial mother plant that I had put in, and this is 1 and 2 are the new pups, and there are some more growing in the base of the pot. The same thing over here as well. This is all the new growth, but you can see now in general this plant was not doing quite well, and as I've said this earlier as well, whenever a plant is not doing quite well, they usually get infested with bugs. Now that's what exactly is happening over here. Now it's not exactly mealybugs. Let me give you a closer look. It looks a little bit like mealybugs, but it's actually a type of scale insect that has attached onto the stem, and it's very difficult to get rid of. I had done a cleaning initially. After the cleaning I got these pups, so I'm going to do the cleaning once again, but I have got a good result. The same thing what I tend to do, I have the hand sanitizer. I'm going to put a very small little drop. As you can see, this is more than enough. I don't know if it's going to be visible. Tap the earbud so that the Q-tip, so that all of this hand sanitizer is going to get attached onto the cotton, and we do not want a lot of it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the Q-tip and just clean off the stem like this. As you can see, the moment I'm going to touch the Q-tip, the white coating of these insects is going to get melted because the hand sanitizer contains alcohol. So I tried to check, but I don't see any indication whether it's mentioned how much of alcohol it contains, but it definitely does the trick. Now again, it's not going to be very visible. Let me focus onto the earbud. Now remember guys, whenever you're doing anything like this, adding of rubbing alcohol or adding of hand sanitizer or cleaning the stem with rubbing alcohol, ensure that you're doing it in a shaded area. Do not do it under the sun, otherwise the stem will get burnt. So I'm going to try and clean as much as possible that I can see. Some of them are in between of the leaves, so I'm not going to touch those. I'm just going to clean off the stem, and I think I'm pretty much it's cleared almost. Over here a little bit, some over here, and now in couple of days this bugs are not going to survive. Even if they are sticking onto the stem, they won't survive. Now I'm just doing this experiment after I have tried it, because I initially put the sanitizer over here, so it hasn't harmed the stem. In fact, there has been a lot of new growth, so I'm quite confident about it. That's why I'm cleaning it more. There is some more on this plant. It initially started with this one and then it spread onto this, so it's little difficult, and they are right in the center, so it's very difficult to clean in between the leaves. But nevertheless, whatever is present, I will try and clean it off. So you can see all of those bugs have attached onto it. So very carefully. Now these are very delicate, so you have to be extremely careful while cleaning, because you can easily break off the leaves, so you have to be extremely careful. Now I definitely cannot get in between because there is some over here. As you can see, I can't get there in between, so I'm going to leave that as it is, and I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon powder if that's going to help, because ideally for scale insects the cinnamon powder does not do much. It's ideally good for mealybugs. Leaf propagation. Now these are very easy to propagate. What I'm going to do is let this sanitizer evaporate. I'm going to do a small little cutting because here we have an aerial root. Now sedum jelly beans, they tend to put out a lot of aerial roots. You do not need to be worried. As you can see over here, I have some aerial roots, so I'm going to do a cutting. I'll just wait for another 10-15 minutes so that everything, all of the hand sanitizer evaporates. It tends to evaporate very fast. So I will show you one method of propagation of jelly beans, and I wanted to show you another one over here. There was a pup that was fallen down some time back. So the leaf propagation, as you can see, it has pups, it has roots as well. So I'm going to put it into the soil. So you can see you can do a leaf propagation as well. It's very simple to do a leaf propagation. That is one method of propagating the jelly beans. You can do a leaf propagation as well. You can do the stem cutting, which I'll do in some time, and you can even separate the offsets. Like you can see, this is one offset. I can separate that one as well. So let me wait for another 10 to 15 minutes and I'll get back to you. I'm just going to let that hand sanitizer dry up completely. So now guys, it has been a couple of minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and chop it off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop off a larger part of the stem right over here. Now I do have the roots present on it. Now we don't have to be worried much because ideally they have a very thin stem, so they tend to get dried up much faster. Now the portion where I have cut, I'm going to dip it in cinnamon powder like that, and I'm going to sprinkle some cinnamon powder on the soil as well because this plant does have a lot of bugs, and I'm going to sprinkle some more on the upper layer of the soil. Now, as you can see, my soil mix is very gritty, it's very sandy, so this is the type of sand mix that you want, a soil mix that you want. I'm just going to take the pup and just insert it into the pot, and ensuring that the root is also inside the soil, and that's all about it. The pup that we had over here, I will add that pup as well. I'll just probably place it over here somewhere like that, and that's all about it. Now we are going to keep it aside in indirect bright light. We do not want to expose it to direct sunlight because the succulent is getting acclimated to the new soil. We are not going to water it right away. We are going to wait for at least a week or so because the sedum is very well hydrated. You can see all of the leaves are full of water, so it's a very well hydrated succulent. We do not need to be worried. So after a week or so, I will be doing a watering for this, and then let's see how it tends to go. I'm not very sure how those scale insects are going to react to this. I will be doing some more cinnamon on and off, and hopefully that tends to take care. As and when the succulent is going to get more stronger, those mealybugs will get detached, or they might get harmed because the succulent is going to be kept in full morning direct sunlight once it is completely adjusted in this soil. Once it's completely adjusted and it is settled down in this pot, then I will do a slow introduction to morning direct sunlight. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep planting.